Hi everybody, Michael Brown again. Welcome back to Educator.com's Adobe Photoshop CS6 course. In this lesson, let's talk gradients. That involves the gradient tool, the gradient editor, which is in that little thumbnail. When you click it, this is how you create or modify gradients. We're going to talk about the gradient map feature, which is under the image adjustments menu, and also under the adjustment layers menu. And we're going to talk about how to use gradients to make masks. So let's get started with the gradient tool. So here we have the gradient tool located in the middle of the toolbox, and we're quickly going to take a look under it, and here's the paint bucket tool, which is part of that, and we're going to quickly go over that. Basically, let me change the color. You click. I'm going to go with red, make it a saturated red, and it will always fill the foreground color or a pattern. You can fill with a pattern. Here's a pattern. Here you click and there's a pattern. Foreground color, when you click now, it will fill with red. Now it's filling based on opacity, tolerance, and contiguous color. So we have a blank, purely white layer, so it automatically filled it easily. If we had a photograph, for example, like this, and with this tolerance, and if I click in an area, it's basing the tolerance and the contiguous color where that little tip of the triangle, the arrow is, and it will fill whatever the tolerance ran up of that brown beach. You can kind of add effects to that. If we drop the tolerance back to, let's say, 32, and the opacity down some, and we click here, let's up that opacity back to 100 again, and click like this. Too much. Let's go to about 64. We're playing here a little bit, and we click now, and you can play with the color levels. Let's get that tolerance down to 32 and try it again. Still too much opacity. Let's blend it as a soft light and run it through there now. Now you're beginning to see you can build up color and have it see through to your image. You can play games with the blend modes that exist here, darken blend modes, lighten blend modes, contrast blend modes, some strange ones you need to play with, and color blend modes. So you can modify things by adjusting the tolerance, opacity levels, the contiguous, which means that's going to be just a uniform grouping. It will only go for the range of color based on the tolerance. You notice here it only picked up part of it, not the whole thing. If we jack the tolerance up to like 150, and then we hit it with this paint, notice it went through and it got the entire range from dark to light of that brown. It was the tolerance level of the color was higher.